Welcome back for the Tuesday edition of Da-Da-Da-Da-Da-Da. Woo! Mixed it up on you. Saved my voice. All right. So, again, moving through the book of Ruth in this week's Quiet Time. Orange. We are going to answer the two questions. What is the writer saying, and how can I apply this to my life? From Ruth 2, 1 through 12. So let's get right into it. Ruth 2, 1 through 12. And as a reminder, I am reading from the NASB, the NASB, the New American Standard Bible. Here we go. Now Naomi had a kinsman of her husband, a man of great wealth, of the family of Elimelech, whose name was Boaz. Naomi had a relative named Boaz. And Ruth the Moabites said to Naomi, "Please let me go to the field and glean among the ears of grain, after one in whose sight I may find favor." And she said to her, "Go, my daughter." Ruth wanted to be able to provide for Naomi. Ruth wanted to go work, so she's going to work with the servants in the field of a family member through Elimelech in Boaz. So she's like, "Hey, can I go to Boaz's field and see if I can get some work?" "Go, my daughter." So she departed and went and gleaned in the field after the reapers. And she happened to come to the portion of the field belonging to Boaz, who was of the family of Elimelech. Now behold, Boaz came from Bethlehem and said to the reapers, "May the Lord be with you." And they said to him, "May the Lord bless you." Then Boaz said to his servant who was in charge of the reapers, "Whose young woman is this?" Talking about Ruth. The servant in charge of the reapers replied, "She is the young Moabite woman who returned with Naomi from the land of Moab." I want to point out something here I like. This is just over here. Are they calling her Mara? Because from the last thing we read from yesterday's lesson, Naomi said, "Don't call me Naomi anymore," which means pleasantness. Call me Mara, which means bitter. What are they calling her? Naomi. Why? Because they know it's like, you're going through a hard time, and you might feel that way. However, your name's Naomi. From the land of Moab. And she said, "Please let me glean and gather after the reapers among the sheaves." Thus she came and has remained from the morning until now. She has been sitting in the house for a little while. Then Boaz said to Ruth, "Listen carefully, my daughter. Do not go to glean in another field. Furthermore, do not go on from this one, but stay here with my maids. You want to work for me? You can work for me. Let your eyes be on the field which they reap, and go after them. Indeed, I have commanded the servants not to touch you. When you are thirsty, go to the water jars and drink from what the servants draw." Then she fell on her face, bowing to the ground, and said to him, "Why have I found favor in your sight that you should take notice of me, since I am a foreigner?" Remember, she's a Moabite. She's a foreigner. If you remember, in Scripture we see a lot of times where Jews, the Israelites, they did not hang out with, befriend those outside of the chosen people. So her being a Moabite, she's a foreigner to their country. She's a foreigner to the land. She's a foreigner to the promised land. What does Boaz do? He is kind. Verse 11, Boaz replied to her, "All that you have done for your mother-in-law after the death of your husband has been fully reported to me, and how you left your father and your mother in the land of your birth, and came to a people that you did not previously know. May the Lord reward your work, and your wages be full from the Lord, the God of Israel, under whose wings you have come to seek refuge." Then she said, "I have found favor in your sight, my Lord, for you have comforted me and indeed have spoken kindly to your maidservant, though I am not like one of your maidservants." Okay, that's 2, 1 through 12. All right, so what is the writer saying? Boaz is Naomi's relative. Ruth wanted to work to help Naomi, and by her deeds, she was already known by Boaz. I don't know when he found out, but he says in verse 11, "All that you have done for your mother-in-law and the death of your husband have been fully reported to me." It's like, you're doing a lot for Naomi. And she's your mother-in-law. your husband died. And you came to a land, but you didn't know anyone. You came to a land you'd never been before because you wanted to be with Naomi. You're loyal, you want to do the right thing, and you're willing to work and even go to a foreign land in order to help and do what is right. So he showed her kindness. Said, you can work with my maids. Grace. Fantastic. Ruth was willing to risk all in unfamiliar places to do what she knew was right. How can I apply this to my life? Well, what are we willing to do? Where are we willing to go to do what is right? I mean, are we the focus? Do we only do the things that we want to do when we want to do them and only if they benefit us? Let's look at Ruth. Ruth wanted to be with Naomi, and she knew she had a obedience to her as her daughter-in-law. She wanted to do what was right and stay with her. And thank God. Thank God. Why? We'll find out in the later chapters. But thank God Ruth went with Naomi. Thank God Ruth was loyal to Naomi. And thank God that Boaz showed her grace, a foreigner in a strange land. That's kind of how we should be as Christians to the world outside. We should be a foreigner in a strange land. What are we willing to do out there in this strange land? Where are we willing to go out there in this strange land? Are we willing to forsake what our comfort is in order to do what is right? That is how we apply this to our life. Again, where's our focus? Is our focus on what He wants us to do or what we want to do? Is our focus on what we want to do or to do what is right? Do we not go out and share the gospel because we're scared? People that might like us? Ruth is in a foreign land. So just things to think about. The application is not always black and white. Oh, this application is go to church. This application is think and ask God to show you and give you wisdom of what He wants you to do. Where we find that out, He's already given us. We need to ask Him for understanding and wisdom and the strength and courage to go out there past ourselves to go do what is right. Thanks for joining me, and I'll see you tomorrow on the Wednesday edition of Da-Da-Da-Da-Da-Da.